Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. Today is Tuesday, 17th September, Monday, 16th September 2024. Looking at these Warhammer, the Horus, Heresy, Ultramarines, Cataphractii, Terminator squad. These are the first, I believe, Ultramarines to come out for the Horus Heresy line from Joy Toys 118 scale line of action figures. Nothing amazing, nothing new. We've seen these already with the Imperial Fist version and also with the Sons of Horus version very recently. I'll put a link in the top right to the Space Wolves versions. However, if you're an Ultramarines fan, you'll be very happy about these. Quick look at the box. Nice with a Reaper auto cannon there and a Power Fist. Only comes with one spare hand because it only can change one hand over. The non-Power Fist hand looks pretty cool. The great thing about these Terminators, they've got really good articulation, or rather they solve the articulation problem on the shoulders that the smaller figures are still struggling from. So at least you get a much increased range of motion there. And Sergeant with Power Sword. Looks pretty cool. Okay, let's unbox this, set them up. I'll be back in an instant. Stay tuned. And here they are. A fine bunch of figures. Fine looking bunch of figures. Very, at this point in time, missing the edge highlighting that they used to have. There seems to be a bit on that on there, but nowhere near what it used to be. It does look a bit flat, a bit bland in places, but they do look nice. And that Reaper autocannon is ridiculously large. Accessories. So this guy comes with an alternate right hand. He comes default trigger hand. He comes with a gripping right hand and also the cuff. 0 accessories. He comes with 2 hands. So he comes default right trigger, left gripping. He comes with right gripping and left trigger, so the opposite. And he also comes with this unhelmeted head here. Which is not bad. It's alright. The eyes are pretty cool. Bit of a glazed look in the eyes. Other than that, the only accessories they have are the things you see on them. So the sword, the gun, and the cannon there. Okay, please consider joining the Patreon. Link in the top right of your screen now. You can see all the videos before they're published on YouTube, exclusive content from time to time, and prize draws from time to time too, including happening this month, September 2024. So I've got like, what, 14 days or so, or 15 days to sort that out. Let's bring in for a close look. So number 1 of our Reaper autocannon. That is as big as a Terminator, maybe even taller. And yes, he can support it under his own strength. There is shading. There you can see some shading inking on the back there. Only a small amount, but it does make a difference. And a pretty nice paintwork on the dry brushing on the metal barrel on the gun there. So have I one of the lightning claws or lightning fingers or lightning fingernails. This is one of my favourites in the previous releases, but now I'm getting a bit of fatigue from all the lightning claw ones looking almost identical. Again, you can see the sort of the shading going on down there. And lastly, the one took a little bit longer posing, the Sergeant with the Power Sword and the whatever gun he's got there. Is it? Does look nice. Probably my favourite out of the bunch, if I'm honest. Though the Reaper autocannon does look good. Quite a lot of inking on the top there, but this highlighting is what's really needed to give it a less bland or less flat look. Okay, so articulation. I will do the Sergeant, the same one I just put back, and then we'll look at the differences with the guy with the autocannon and the lightning claw one. Okay, let's turn that off for this. So, Sergeant. Already see he's been articulated slightly. So, top to bottom, he has a forwards, backwards, a side to side, and he can turn quite nicely. Shoulders go all the way around. You've got articulated pauldrons. This pauldron can move all the way out, and then it can come down like that as well. And that means you get a lot more space to articulate his shoulders. So I'm getting not quite flat there. I reckon I can't get much more than that. But that's a lot better than the standard figures. You can't get much more because if you look at the joint area here, his shoulder joint is now clashing with the pauldron joint. That's why it doesn't get much more than that. He has a bicep swivel, it's got a bicep bend, and I am getting on this only about 90 degrees because it's impeded by this big cuff on his forearm armour. Wrist is a ball joint, so all directions, but not really strong enough to support the weight of heavy things. He's got really good upper body trunk, forwards, backwards, side to side and turn. He's got a waist, forwards, backwards, side to side and turn. So together, the forwards is almost enough to sit down nicely. The backwards is back-breakingly good. The sideways is really good as well. And then your turns are fantastic, as you'd expect. Hip joints, only so far. You can pull the hips down a little bit, make them slightly taller and get slightly further. And this hides the ugly hip joint when you do that. Forwards is fantastic, really good. Backwards is really good out to the side a little bit, but actually that's really quite good in the backwards as well. So he's out of full splits, but with his body turned to the side, his leg going out to the side, so it's pretty damn good in that. There is a thigh twist, it's a double kneecap, but you've got these really chunky lower legs, so he's getting barely 90 degrees, and that's just from the top. Can I get the bottom to articulate? Ugh. Struggling to get that bottom part to articulate with these chunky legs. So this one, yes, he's not getting much more than, well, 90 degrees, and you'd be lucky to get more than that. You see the little skinny ankle joint? That's actually a metal alloy. See it when you do like this. So it looks a bit ugly there, but it gets really good tippy toe. Gets a really good dorsiflexation. He has a turn, swivel, swivel, and he has the toe articulation. But this doesn't articulate a lot on the toes, but it's quite, well, it's not stiff enough really. It needs to be a little bit stiffer. So that's the articulation. Let me just pop this guy's gun back in his hand properly. So I might let it go then while I was moving him around. Give him a bit more of a hero pose. Let's have a look at their size, and then we'll do a quick comparison. So our lightning claw guy here, this with his hips in normal position, he is about 6 1/4. To the very top, he's about just over 6 1/4 inches. He's around about 16 cm. And if I pop the hips down and get a couple more millimeters, and now he's approaching 16.5, nearly 6.5 centimeters, nearly 6.5 inches. And comparison. So I'm going to use a couple of other lightning claw Terminators that look exactly the same, just to show that it's just, you know, making the most out of their sculpting their molds. So here's the Sons of Horus version. It's got obviously some different external details, but basically it's the same figure. Let's put his hips down as well, just to make it a bit more even. And it's very similar, as well, it's identical almost as you'd expect. And then if I move this, in fact, I move them all over slightly. If I use the Imperial Fists version, again, I'll put his hips down to make sure it's a even comparison. You see that they all look like they're from the same factory, which really they are. Very nice looking, I have to say. Do I prefer which version? difficult to say. I think the Space Wolves version, which I haven't shown here. Nice release, particularly if you're into the Ultramarines. I am considering selling all of my 40k Ultramarines except for the Primarch, obviously. So do watch out on Facebook for that, to do that. And I've got everything, so even the old stuff that you can't get anymore, I'll be looking to sell because I've got no space and I need a bit of money. Sad life story. But we will see. Very nice release. Okay, so Awesome Match Toys signing out, saying please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Patreon, particularly as we have prize draws and get early access to all the videos. And I will see you in the next video very, very soon. Stay happy and keep collecting. Bye-bye.